friends. How are you today? So good to see you. Welcome back. I love these. I love these. I have the very special honor of introducing Jeremy Henry, who owns Jeremy Henry State Farm Insurance. Did I get it right?
Yes, it's a mouthful.
I know it is. But good deal so much. Thank you so much for being here. I can hardly wait to get to know you and let everybody know what you do. So I'll stop talking. So let's tell us about State Farm Insurance Company that you own.
Like I said, I'm Jeremy Henry. I have Jeremy Henry State Farm. I've had an agency for about 8.5 years now in Montrose. And we do everything from personal to commercial to any type of insurance that you would need.
Very good. So tell us why it's important to call someone when you're looking for insurance. Like call someone and call Jeremy.
Well, so it really, people look at it like, okay, you have an office to sell insurance. I can do that online. And yeah, you can, but you don't ever deal with a person. And if you do deal with a person, it's not the same person when you call back. You're going to get Bob, then you're going to get John, and you're going to get someone else in a recording. And that's what really separates us at State Farm and our agency in particular, is that we really do put a focus on being your insurance person. And when you hang up and you call back and you talk to Jeremy or you talk to Mary or Jason or anyone in my office, you're going to get them again and again and again. And that's really our difference maker in the market, is that you get us.
It's personal service, and you're not on a phone trunk thing clicking around. Someone answers
Correct.
the phone, and they're very helpful.
Correct.
So.
And even if you call my office after hours, after we close with State Farm, we have a 24-hour call center that answers your phone for us in Bloomington, Illinois. So you're always getting that person.
It makes a difference, and
it does.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. So tell me, okay, so let's break it down. You've got personal insurance. What does that encompass? What does that encompass?
Yes.
You got
personal,
a minute.
I mean, that's everything from your auto insurance to your home, your renters, business insurance, life insurance, basically anything that has insurance before or after it is what we do. And it's like I was telling you before, like we have over 100 different products or services that we offer to tailor to, if it's a business use of your car, if it's a commercial fleet that you need, or anything like that. So it's really hard to say what it is, but it's yes.
And do you do flood insurance?
Yes, ma'am, we do. Flood insurance and any of the state programs. So if you live Galveston Bay, and you need a windstorm policy or something like that, we can do all of that as well.
So tell people how important it is, if you don't live in a flood zone, to get flood insurance anyway.
Oh my God, every day.
Right? People listen to me. I'm not an insurance person. Get flood insurance. My gosh.
Oh, when new people move to Houston, they're like, okay, so I'm moving to Montrose or something. Is it a flood zone? I'm like, yes, no. No, it's not technically a flood zone. However, where you live in Houston and if it's going to flood depends on that day, if your drains on your street are clean and how much it rains. It doesn't matter if you're in a flood zone or not. There are people, in Meyerland that didn't flood in Harvey, and people in West Houston that have never been in a flood zone that had 10 feet. And that's really the thing about the city, in particular, Houston, is that you don't have to be in a flood zone to flood. And 90% of people who experience a flood are not in a flood zone. So that's the educational part of what we do every day. It's like, look, this is peace of mind. Keep it for a few years. See how your street, how your yard drains. And if you don't think it's necessary, then don't keep it. But at least you knew you were protected for a little while.
Yeah, keep it. And don't try to be penny pinching when you're buying a new house or trying to move in new somewhere. This is a huge investment. Just get flood insurance. Fully insure yourself. So,
well, and that's where, my office, I put a big focus with my team and myself on doing the right thing and making sure that people are covered. And we get into it with different, some lenders don't care and they're telling us, oh, this insurance needs to be cheaper. And we're of the philosophy, if you can't afford the insurance, you can't afford the house. Mm-hmm. And it's not that my insurance is too much. It's that you're overqualifying somebody for something they can't afford. You have to be able to insure this big investment. So it's just a different philosophy that we have.
And so you've been in business 8 years. That's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am. 8.5 years. I was one of the youngest State Farm agents to a point in the state of Texas, and I dreamed of being a State Farm agent since I was like 14 years old. So I'm living my dream.
Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't know that. What caused it? What prompted the dream at 14?
So I grew up in small town Louisiana, and my father was really good friends with the 3 State Farm agents in our town. And in State Farm in Louisiana, I call it like a cult. It's got like a 50% market penetration. And these men, they sponsored like the baseball team and the football team, and their names were everywhere. And I just felt like they truly helped people at their time of need, whether it was a hurricane or a house fire. Like it was like they were their own little superhero. And so I just knew I wanted to do it. And even today, like, I feel like I sit at my desk every day and I make promises to people. And then when something bad happens, whether that's, a hurricane or something, a freeze that we had, my partner tells me, he's like, uh-oh, there he is. He's going to go put on his State Farm cape and he's going to do his thing. And it's, at those times or whenever I get to come through on those promises that we've made. And so I love helping people, and I love being that person that you can call, even if you're not my customer. Hey, Jeremy, do you know, can you help us find this? Or I had an ex-customer email me last week about, can you help me set up an LLC? And she left our office a few years ago, but she still comes to us because she knows that we're in the community and that we're going to help her regardless of if she pays us or not. So that's just what we get to do.
And they pick up their own phone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very good. So, and that's a good point. I know I got goosebumps when you talked about it. So when stuff happens, you're there to help them. And it's not a tree trunk. You're not calling and trying to get responses, because let me tell you, when the crap goes down, insurance companies get busy. And you are one of a million trying to get into that call center. Am I right?
And that's another thing that really sets State Farm apart is we have what's called agent's draft authority. So during the freeze, I had 86 customers that had a freeze claim. I have a checkbook that I brought to every one of those 86 customers' houses and offered to write them a $10,000 check that day. I didn't have power, I didn't have lights, I didn't have water, but in that moment, I'm able to help get them what they need faster. And in the freeze, if you had damage, the quicker you got in or you didn't get in. It was like, if you waited a week to call that plumber, well, we'll get to you in 2022. And so, of those people, half of them accepted the money, and of the half of that half, they cried. It was just tears of like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's really why I like to do what I do. It's my State Farm Superman cape that I put on. And the same thing with Hurricane Laura, like that went through my hometown. And every day I drove back and forth to bring generators and food and just help in any way that I could for not only my customers over there, but my fellow State Farm agents who didn't have power and water. And it's really, we're thankful with State Farm is that we have a community of agents. We don't have to work together or like each other, but we do. And most of us really do enjoy being around each other and helping each other out. So I know I'm such an insurance nerd. I'm such a nerd about what I do, but I really do love it.
Oh, well, it shows and it comes shining through, and that's really wonderful. So how do they reach you? What's a good phone number? And say it slow so somebody can write it down.
It's 281-974-4001. That's our office number. Or you can email. My email, I have a long email and I have a short email. You can do jeremy@jeremyhenrysf.com. But if you call into the office, I have a large team. I have 8 employees. All of them have their own niches, and they all are very capable of helping anybody with anything. Or I can help them directly because I still enjoy doing that as well. So it's fun stuff.
Oh, well, that's very good. It was such a treat. So I have to say that I'm honored and excited that Jeremy has jumped in, and he's one of the founding members of the new NIA Greenway Plaza Group. It's going to be so much fun.
I really appreciate it.
Be good. All right. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for your time and your story. I got goosebumps, so that means it was really good. So, all right. You guys take care, be safe and be well, and I will see you later, friends. Take care. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.